Hey everybody, my name is Hope. Welcome back to my channel. It just seemed like a perfect time to share with you guys some of the books that I've picked up over the last few weeks. It's such a beautiful October blustery day outside. It's kind of overcast and I have come to really love this weather. The transition from summer into fall have become one of my favorite times of the year. I actually love the springtime better than the fall usually because I'm just so ready for it to be warm outside. But it's just a wonderful October looking time outside. And tomorrow is the last day of October and I cannot believe that it's already November. And I usually don't do monthly TBRs. I will kind of just read whatever I'm feeling like that month. I don't do like monthly TBRs much anymore. I do try to finish a book within the time frame of a month so that I can kind of start fresh. But for the most part, I have just kind of swapped the way that I read. At the beginning of the year, I was doing very structured schedules and trying to get books done within a 4-week time frame. But that doesn't work well for me right now. I'm not saying it never will, but it just doesn't right now. It just makes me feel stressed and I don't want reading to be stressful. And thankfully, my reading in October has not been stressful. It's been really productive and way better than September. So I acquired some books. I went to the BookTube Besties meetup in Chattanooga. And if you've not seen my previous video about that, I did a vlog of that meetup and it was so fun. So here are the books that I picked up while I was there. And those books I do show in that vlog, but I'll just show them again here. When the Cranes Fly South by Lisa Ridson. I'm not going to give a detailed description of these books because I have quite a few to get through, but I will, if I know a lot about them, I'll explain a little bit. But what I know about this book is that it is about an older man. We're given a glimpse into his aging experience, the rocky relationship with his son, the threat of losing Sixton, his elk hound, and I think this is going to be more literary, more contemplative, so this sounded really good. I showed this book as well in my last vlog, but I got this copy of Emma. I did a clean out of all of my classic books recently, the copies that I didn't like, and want to work on acquiring copies that I love. And so I loved this copy of Emma, and it was the first one that I had loved anywhere that I had seen in a really long time. So I was very excited to pick this one up too. Let's see, I also got The Will of Many by James Allington, but it's over there. Then for the books that I'm reading now currently, this is a book that we're reading in my in-person book club that we meet once a month. And this is called Covered Glory by Audrey Frank, The Face of Honor and Shame in the Muslim World. And this goes through the stories of Muslim women who are coming out of hiding and telling their stories. With creative voices, they disclose tales of shame and a fierce desire to be valued. I also showed this in a vlog recently, but Catching Fire by Suzanne Collins. I picked this up at TJ Maxx for $8 and it is originally $17, so I got a good deal on that. Then these books were free that I got at a library. It wasn't a book sale, but it was like they had a little cart out of free books, and this one looked interesting. This is a memoir, and that's just about all I know about it. And then Hoot, this book for the kids. Then I saw this, and it is a workbook. It looks like it has questions in it, and it was free at the library, and it is called Pray Naturally, Finding Your Spiritual Confidence as a Woman Loved by God by Rachel Britton, for free. And then The Life of George Washington, Volume 1 by George Marshall. I'm not familiar with its author. It does look self-published, but the print in this is like so tiny, but I couldn't tell if that was wind outside or the cars passing by. I know zero about this book, but it looked really cool. And it's called Hotel by Arthur Haley. And it had a math problem, long division, in the front of it, which is just funny to me and kind of endearing. And then a book about submarines for the boys. Great Expectations by Charles Dickens. This just seemed like a really great copy, and it was free. I picked up these two by Anna Quindlen. They were also free. I read the synopsis on them. They seemed interesting. So let me know if you've read Anna Quindlen and if you like her stuff. I want to learn more about our presidents, and so I wanted to start with the first one, George Washington. And I looked up some of the best, like the most highly rated reviews on George Washington, and this is the one that came up. So I really want to read more nonfiction U.S. history. And then also in that vein, this book is called The Worst Hard Time, and this is the untold story of those who survived the Great American Dust Bowl. I really loved the dedication to this book. It said, "To my dad, raised by his widowed mother during the darkest years of the Great Depression, forward to a bedroom. Among many things he picked up from her was his skill. Never let the kids see you sweat." Then I got this recently by Kelly McFadden. She is a YouTuber, a booktuber here. I'm going to link her channel below. This is a devotional that she wrote called Goodbye to the Comfort Zone. And this is an 8-session Bible devotional. So she says on the back that this 8-session Bible devotional takes a look at 8 people from the Old Testament and seeks to answer some of those questions. And the questions that are asked are, how did following God change their lives and the lives of those around them? And Bible characters like Noah, Abraham, Moses, and Esther. And what did they learn in these moments, and what can we learn from them? This book was super, super cheap on Amazon. I think it was like under $2 a hardback. They were having a crazy sale on it. And it is called Truth Cursed by Angie Dickinson. And it is a YA fantasy. This one is called Independent People by Halldor Laxness, and it was the winner of the Nobel Prize in Literature. And this is ultimately a novel. They liken it to Secret Unset's Kristen Lavenstrader, which was on my TBR for this year, and that was one of the reasons why I wanted this book. Also, I just love the cover too. It is fiction, and I think it's going to read more literary fiction. It's a really long book, but this just seems like a really great November read. I'm currently reading Brothers Karamazov by Dostoevsky, and decided that I'm a fan of him and wanted to get more of his works. So I picked up Demons by him, and I love these vintage classic copies. They're beautiful. It just feels so good. It's nice and floppy. Then The Face of Another by Kobo Abe. I think that's how you pronounce his name. This is fiction, literary fiction. The back says, like an elegantly chilling postscript to the Metamorphosis, this classic of post-war Japanese literature describes a bizarre physical transformation that exposes the duplicities of an entire world. The narrator is a scientist hideously deformed in a laboratory accident, a man who has lost his face, and with it his connection to other people. Even his wife is now repulsed by him. His only entry back into the world is to create a mask so perfect as to be undetectable, but soon he finds that such a mask is more than a disguise. It is an alternate self, a self that is capable of anything. A remorseless meditation on nature, identity, and social contract. The Face of Another is an intellectual horror story of the highest order. So I don't read horror, I don't like horror, and I don't believe that it's going to be horror in the sense that it's going to be like Stephen King's It. If it is, then of course I will not continue it, but I am very interested in the premise of this book. Then Viktor E. Frankl's Man's Search for Meaning. Man's Search for Meaning has riveted generations of readers with its descriptions of life in Nazi death camps and its lessons for spiritual survival. In the decades since its first publication, it has become one of the most influential books in America. It continues to inspire us all to find significance in the very act of living. This is one of the ones that I picked up at the book swap at the meetup, and it's called Inheritors by Asako Serizawa. I also think it is literary fiction, and the cover is just stunning. I love the cover. And this was also really, really cheap on Amazon. I also think this was under $2. This was by the same publishing company, Enclave, so I think they just had a sale go on. But this book is originally $27 and I got it for $2. And it's called The Time Door by Shannon McDermott. This looks so cool, honestly. The Eternities Duology. This is book 1. I'm really in the mood for something like this, so I might pick this up after I finish Catching Fire. It looks so good. I wasn't planning on it. I was just filming this video and decided in this moment that this sounds like really something I would want to read. I had a credit on Book of the Month and I used it on the Lincoln Highway. This is a big one. That will conclude my book haul for today. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Let me know if you've read any of these authors before, or if you've heard of them, haven't heard of them, and if you plan on reading any of them, or if you have, what do you think of them? Should I prioritize any of these for November? Let me know. Thanks for watching.